Bullied Kid Prepares for Ice Age. Wei Dinghai said, "Mate, you're a real hero, but this is serious. Let's cut out the jokes." Zhang Yi replied, "Since when was I joking? Honestly, the areas around my shelter are already clear of zombies. Problem solved." The others were shocked. Xiao Honglian stood up and said, "I don't believe you. How could that be possible?" Zhang Yi shrugged. "Listen, I don't care if you believe me or not. You're welcome to check it out yourself." Bian Junwu leaned in, intrigued. "How did you manage that? I'd really like to know." Zhang Yi explained, "Zombies attack humans as food, so they're drawn to populated areas. In Tianhai City, where do you think the most people are? That's where zombies gather. My shelter's in a remote area with fewer than 10 people. Zombies aren't drawn in much." He continued, "It was a brutal battle, though. We found out these zombies are controlled by a mutant with the power to command them, a zombie king. This mutant is intelligent and can create new zombies that are symbiotically linked to him. We went down into the tunnels with all the weapons we got from Xishan base and wiped them out. Thanks to this, Xishan and Lujiang districts can maintain some stability." Bian Junwu asked, "So if we maintain stability in our zones, does that mean we'll have more freedom to act?" "Of course," Zhang Yi answered. "We're happy to cooperate with your investigation and assist when needed. We're not the kind to keep secrets if it benefits everyone. But right now, our focus is on strengthening our base. Our numbers are small." Bian Junwu nodded approvingly. "That's commendable. It shows the intelligence and strong bonds in your team. We'll need you for the rest of this operation. Whatever you need, I'm here to help," Zhang Yi replied. "Then I thank you in advance," Bian Junwu said. He suddenly slammed the table. "From this point forward, I need your full cooperation. No holding back any information, and any old grudges are left behind." Zhang Yixian then said, "Now, let's discuss how to handle the zombie and mutant rat crises." Suddenly, from outside, they heard Chen Jingwan yell, "What about the people from Jiangnan district? Come at me if you can." Wei Dinghai muttered to himself, "That brat. What is he doing?" Bian Junwu looked up, annoyed. "What's happening?" Jing Wenin waved it off. "Just a minor skirmish among subordinates. Nothing to worry about." Bian Junwu dismissed it. "Fine, let them handle it. We have more important matters to discuss." Meanwhile, Wu Di scoffed. "Look, that guy's acting like a mad dog." Kong Sheng joined in. "What else can he do? Just incompetent bluster." Wu Di said, "They're challenging us. If we don't answer, we'll lose face." Kong Sheng growled, "I don't tolerate disrespect. Nobody can trash the Jiangnan region's name like that." Chen Jingguan pointed at them. "That's enough. We don't know you well, so maybe you're not as tough as you seem." Kong Sheng smirked. "Oh, I'll show you the power of Jiangnan superhumans. Watch and learn." Kong Sheng, a superhuman with the ability to harden his body to steel, charged up his powers. Uncle Yu Jiguang watched and murmured, "This kid's about to lose some teeth. Chen has some unique skills and seems capable in direct combat. But that other guy looks like a master. You can see it in his stance and breathing." Kong Sheng snarled, and then suddenly changed direction, circling around Chen Jingwan before attempting a powerful kick. To his surprise, Chen's body flexed and absorbed the blow. Chen Jingwan smiled slyly. "Give up. No matter how strong you are, once you're entangled with me, you can't escape." He whispered in Kong Sheng's ear, "Be smart and surrender." In frustration, Kong Sheng pulled a blade and slashed at Chen, tearing his shirt. Chen taunted, "I told you, people with enhancement abilities are easy to handle with my elastic powers. Now be a good guy, or I'll break your bones." Kong Sheng trembled in rage but then leaned in, surprising everyone as he extended a metal tongue to lick Chen's eye. Chen screamed in pain. "Ah!" Kong Sheng laughed. "And here I thought your eyes could become rubbery too." Uncle Yu Jiguang gasped. He enhanced his tongue to pierce Chen's eye." Chen, shocked and in agony, managed to ask, "How did you know my weakness?" Kong Sheng replied, "If your eyes were elastic, you'd be blind. Now get out of here and treat that wound before it's too late." He glanced around at the others. "So, who's next?" A soldier quickly bandaged Chen's eye as Kong Sheng turned away, smirking. Inside the conference room, Bian Junwu spoke confidently, "I've gathered all the intel you've provided. Coupled with our prior knowledge, we can now devise a solid plan. Zombies are drawn to densely populated areas. The more people there are, the more they swarm. The symbiotic bond between the zombie hordes and the mutant rats means that if we eliminate the zombies, the rats will be easier to handle." He continued, "These zombies exhibit a certain movement pattern, suggesting control by a zombie king, though it could just as well be an inhuman high-level mutation. Our only way to truly end the crisis in Tianhai City is to eradicate this zombie king. I advise all of you to move your people into underground shelters and prepare for an active stance. Zhang Yixin asked, then what are we to do? Our other allies have their own underground facilities, but the Snowflower cult lacks such protection, Bian Junwu replied. Zhang Yixin stood, his voice sharp. Sir Bian, you're discriminating against us. Bian Junwu met his gaze calmly. Your Snowflower cult brought in thousands of members just recently. It's your responsibility to protect them. Do you expect us to take care of all of your people? We are here to formulate cohesive strategies. If you want to go it alone, be my guest, but you'll eventually be crushed by the zombie sea. Are you willing to let us die? Zhang Yixin protested. With everyone else in shelters, the cult will be the only target above ground. How will we survive the waves of zombie attacks? Xiao Honglian interjected. You took on so many people, yet most of them lack any useful talents. If you can't protect them, that's on you. Bian Junwu added, the Snowflower cult has an important role. If you can't ensure their safety, I'll provide a way to help. Suspicious but interested, Zhang Yixin asked, and what might that be? Classified information, Bian Junwu replied. I'll brief you within 3 days. For now, organize your resources and follow my directives. I'll issue further instructions shortly. As the others filed out, Bian Junwu called out, Zhang Yi, wait! Zhang Yi turned. What can I do for you, Sir Bian? Bian Junwu smiled. Could you take me to your shelter? My shelter? Zhang Yi hesitated. I'm not sure why you'd be interested. Your base is much better equipped. Oh, am I not welcome? Bian Junwu teased. Of course you are, Zhang Yi replied quickly. Bian Junwu whispered, lower your guard. I'm not here to betray anyone. I just want a private talk about your methods for dealing with the zombies. I also have some information you'd be very interested in. If you're that keen, then be my guest. Zhang Yi replied. I can't turn away someone who's come so far. A short while later, as they emerged, Wei Dinghai noticed Chen Jingguan's bandaged eye and asked, what happened to you? Chen replied, I'm fine, boss. Just a little fight with a friend from Special Ops. Bian Junwu frowned. Didn't I tell you to keep things civil? Woody cut in. They started it. We had to show them our strength so they won't drag us down in the future. Don't let it happen again, Bian Junwu said sternly. Just then, a scout's panicked shout pierced the air. The zombies are coming. Everyone looked up, seeing a swarm of zombies rushing toward them, moving faster than expected. Jing Weinan muttered, it must be the crowd here attracting them. The zombies closed in, their numbers seemingly endless. Xiao Honglian cursed under her breath. What awful luck. Is Tianhai City nothing but a zombie nest now? Wei Dinghai gritted his teeth. We need to clear them out, or they'll learn our location, making it even harder to deal with them later. Bian Junwu smirked. Is that all? He calmly removed his sunglasses, and his eyes began to spark with electric energy. Facing the oncoming swarm, he murmured, annihilation. In a flash, his entire body began to emit intense electricity, waves of energy arcing from his form. The zombies approaching closest began to fry and disintegrate as the electric field intensified. Zhang Yi shielded his eyes from the blinding light, and the others saw it too. As Wu Di and Kong Sheng just stood there and watched the show, the zombies started to disintegrate Zhang Yi peaks a little. And Xiao Honglian, Wei Dinghai, and Zhang Yi said to themselves, what just happened? Am I dreaming? Wei Dinghai points at a direction and said, hey, look over there. Zhang Yi was shocked and confused. Zhang Yi said to himself, thousands of zombies were eradicated in an instant. Wu Di said, look at the boss, taking all the glory when he told us to behave. Kong Sheng said, maybe he's taking your advice, demonstrating his power to remind everyone of their place. As the scene settled, a green-haired subordinate rushed over, saluting sharply. Captain, allow us to finish things here. You don't need to exhaust yourself further. Bian Junwu slid his sunglasses back on, his expression calm. We're all busy, no time to waste. Zhang Yi thought to himself, it looks like some kind of physical condition. The Jiangnan region should have the means to treat any illness. Could it be a terminal disease? Or did this illness come from using his power? Bian Junwu looked back at them and said, okay, now everyone can return home. Remember to keep in touch. As soon as I contact you, be ready to cooperate with us. Zhang Yi approached Bian Junwu and said, Sir Bian, are you okay? I have a medic at home who can treat your illness. Bian Junwu replied, it's okay. This is just a trivial matter. Zhang Yi thought to himself, he doesn't want to be examined by a medic. My suspicions seem correct. Zhang Yi said, this weather is so cold. Come to my house to warm up. Bian Junwu said, okay, I've got a lot to discuss with you. A few moments later, they rushed to Zhang. Wu Di said, Captain, Why are you so kind to that guy named Zhong Yi? Is he some sort of illegitimate lost child of yours? Bien Junwoo replied, that Zhong Yi guy is fearsome. I can feel his strength. He's a lot stronger than the leaders of the other factions. This could be good for us. The red-haired man asked, is he that good? I didn't see him fight. How could you know? Bien Junwoo replied, first, my intuition. Second, my experience. His team has the fewest members among all the factions, yet they're one of the 5 power factions in Tianhai City. This shows his prowess, and that's not even factoring in his superhuman skills. As a team leader, Zhang Yi is undoubtedly the strongest. They're also the only faction that managed to deal with the zombie crisis in their territory. That's a significant achievement on its own. The green-haired man said, I see. Captain, you really thought this through. Woody said, that's interesting. It makes me want to fight him. Bien Junwoo said, Woody, behave yourself. My intuition tells me he has a powerful skill that counters yours. Woody replied, what? That's even more interesting. Captain, what is his superpower? Bien Junwoo said, he has an extremely rare and powerful space manipulation ability. Woody exclaimed, space manipulation? The green-haired man said, even in the Jiangnan region, there are only a few users with such power. That ability holds immense strategic value. Now I understand why you want him to join us. Bien Junwoo replied, I just got the idea. You can test his quality if you want. If he decides to leave for the Jiangnan region, that's up to him. Zhang Yi thought, these guys are too strong. We have to behave for now. Be careful and cooperate with them. They're at the top of the chain and we have to show them respect. A few moments later, they arrived. Bien Junwoo said, I thought his shelter was underground. I didn't expect it to be such a big mansion. Kong Sheng said, such luxury. Even in the Jiangnan region, mansions like this don't exist, right? The girl replied, remember that, at one point, this was the home of the richest man in China. It isn't strange to have these accommodations. Zhang Yi unlocked the 30 padlocks on the main door and said to Bien Junwoo and his team, come in. Just treat it as your own house. Dr. Zhou Care asked, Zhang Yi, are these guys the ambassadors sent by the Jiangnan region? They look like regular troops. Zhang Yi said, they are all special agents sent by the Jiangnan region to deal with the zombie crisis. Please, Care, go and prepare them some drinks and food. Zhang Yi asked, what would you like to drink? In this modest house, we only have coffee and some other beverages. Woody thought to himself, he called all that modest? Bien Junwoo said, hot water for me. Also, can we talk alone? Zhang Yi said, sure thing. Come with me, please. In the meeting room, Bien Junwoo said, now that we're alone, can you tell me how you dealt with the zombies? What you said before worked as an excuse, but you can't hide things from me. We, the Jiangnan region, have more information than you can imagine. Zhang Yi thought, people of his qualities are hard to trick. Then Zhang Yi looked at him seriously and said, I had my reasons not to trust you all, but I'll tell you the truth now. He thought to himself, if I lie deliberately, I'll leave a bad impression on Bien Junwoo, which is the opposite of what I want. Bien Junwoo drank his hot water and asked, why did you hide this information? Was it due to some grudge against the other factions? Or do you want more people dying? Perhaps you want to become the sole authority in Tianhai City. Zhang Yi replied, it's true that I held some animosity towards them. It should be easy to realize that we aren't on good terms with the other organizations. They could invade any territory at any given time. The weaker other organizations become, the better for the strong ones. However, that wasn't the main reason. You may know how vast the substation network is. I don't have the capacity to help them in such a big environment. Also, this won't address the main problem. If the Zombie King stays alive, the zombie menace will return. Bien Junwoo asked, have you seen the Zombie King? Zhang Yi replied, not yet, but I'm sure it exists. These zombies choose their targets and can coordinate their attacks. Bien Junwoo said, you're so smart. Zhang Yi said, this isn't about being smart, it's about survival instinct. I think fast every day just to stay alive. Bien Junwoo replied, you've got unlimited potential. You must be at the Delta level at the moment. Would you like to leave this place and go to the Jiangnan region to test yourself? Zhang Yi said, hold your horses, sir. What's that Delta thing you just mentioned? Bien Junwoo explained, this isn't classified information, so I can tell you about it. When do you think the first superhumans started appearing? Zhang Yi answered, after the gamma rays covered the whole planet in blue, starting the global freeze. Bien Junwoo said, no, humans have mutated since the beginning of time. Evolution has been ongoing since the dawn of humanity. This is the mutation we faced. Some mutations allowed individuals to gain survival abilities and a higher reproductive capacity. Their children then begin a new mutation. The humans of today are the result of mutations in our ancestors over millions of years. In this process, among millions of people, there have always been individuals who developed special skills. Some may become powerful generals, epic heroes, philosophers with a fondness for smoking, or even some sort of cultivator with 3 heads and 6 arms. It could be anything. We call them monsters. They have existed since ancient times, but now the mutation rate has increased steadily. Nowadays, it seems everyone has undergone some kind of genetic modification due to external factors. This change in DNA has led to the rise of many superhumans. Our investigation into human variants has been conducted in different countries for a long time, leading to a tiered classification for them. Zhang Yi said, I understand how they are sorted by their kind of power, but how are the levels divided? What criteria do they use? Bien Junwoo continued, right now the world has a tier system to classify them from top to bottom: epsilon, delta, gamma, beta, and alpha. Alpha levels are superhumans who just started getting their powers, basically a level 1. Superhumans at this level don't have great abilities nor significant potential for growth. They are just a bit stronger than ordinary people. Beta is akin to level 2. They are stronger than alphas and are comparable to the elite among ordinary humankind. However, they don't have much room to grow. Gamma is the 3rd level. Superhumans at this level are already powerful and can't be compared with ordinary people. These kinds of individuals have the strength to resist hundreds of people or possess support skills that are incredibly valuable for their teams. Zhang Yi thought to himself, Fatty and Uncle Yu may be at the gamma level. Zhang Yi said, okay, tell me more. Bien Junwoo explained, well, now it's where things start to pick up. The delta level, or 4th level, is the strongest known. The main characteristic of these superhumans is that they can absorb energy from other superhumans to grow stronger. Zhang Yi thought to himself, whoa, that explains why Wahua, Liang Yue, and I can absorb from other bodies while Fatty and Uncle Yu can't. Bien Junwoo said, in the beginning, a delta superhuman may be weaker than other superhumans, but they have unlimited potential since they can continue to grow until they reach their peak. Their value is unmatched. Right now, we can tell that you and the leaders of other forces are at this level. Zhang Yi thought to himself, Delta. I've been given one of the highest levels of a superhuman. Bien Junwoo continued, then there's Epsilon, the highest a human can reach, level 5. This is the pinnacle of power in the world. Each country has only one. They can absorb energy from other superhumans and possess terrifying strength. Zhang Yi asked, are you at that level, Sir Bien? Bien Junwoo replied, no, I'm only a Delta. Zhang Yi was shocked and said, if you're only at Delta level, I can't imagine how strong a superhuman at Epsilon level must be. Bien Junwoo chuckled, and Zhang Yi asked, oh, what's so funny? Did I misunderstand something? Bien Junwoo explained, there's a bit of a discrepancy in how you understood it. The classification of powers doesn't necessarily reflect combat effectiveness. It represents the limits of their capacity. There's a wide range of skills, from those geared toward combat to those focused on support. There are even some unique skills that don't fall within those 2 categories. If a skill is restricted by its environment or it can't be fully developed, other superhumans of a lower level might be able to defeat someone with a higher potential. Zhang Yi thought to himself, in other words, the potential of a superhuman also depends on the user. Zhang Yi said, so, in your opinion, I'm a Delta superhuman, in other words, a level 4. This means you think of me as an equal. That's such a high evaluation. Bien Junwoo replied, this is just a general rule. To tell you the truth, this classification should be handled by professionals in the region. So, it's possible that this classification isn't completely accurate yet. We can only give approximations based on the prowess shown by superhumans. My judgment is based on your achievements. Just from that, I can tell that you're a Delta user. It's also possible for you to reach the next level. But the Delta phase is like an inflection point. If you cannot reach the capacity to co-evolve, then you may be downgraded to a superhuman below level 3. Zhang Yi asked, Sir Bien, have you ever seen an Epsilon superhuman? Bien Junwoo said, no, but I know there's an Epsilon superhuman in the Shengjing region. Zhang Yi said, does someone like that really exist? Bien Junwoo said, this isn't classified information either. Every region needs to manage vast areas at the end of the world. To face these challenges, we rely on absolute power to combat mutants and other creatures. The skill of that person is so strong, it defies common sense. It's said that anyone who becomes their target will die, even if they are thousands of kilometers away. They can kill with just a thought, like a miracle. Zhang Yi, shocked, said, "Are you joking? Killing someone from thousands of kilometers away? Could it be some kind of satellite control?" Bian Junwoo replied, "It's even more convenient than that. I only know that anyone targeted will die, no matter where they hide." Zhang Yi said, "This can only be explained by metaphysics, right?" Bian Junwoo responded, "You may have heard the phrase, God does not play dice, right? Don't be surprised by things like this. What's more, there's supposed to be a higher level, the Omega Superhuman. This is the 6th level. It's only theoretical since no one has seen such a person since the beginning of time. However, it's hinted that a superhuman with endless potential and limitless growth could exist. Once you reach this level, you might become like a god." Suddenly, Bian Junwoo started coughing heavily. Zhang Yi said, "Captain Bian, are you okay? Should I call a medic?" Bian Junwoo said, "Don't worry, this is just an old issue. I have a terminal illness and only a few days left to live. If it weren't for this, I wouldn't have come as the team lead for this crisis." Zhang Yi replied, "That's surprising. With modern medical advancements, we can even cure cancer these days. What kind of disease can't be cured? My medic is the top healer in Tianhai City. Please, let her examine you. It might help." Bian Junwoo took off his sunglasses and said, "There's no need. I'm a dying man who came here with the hope of helping Jiangnan region in my final days. Once this matter is settled, my wife and kids can live in a better place. That's my goal. My abilities are slowly taking my sight and health. That's why my power is limited to Delta level. Their fatal drawbacks have turned me into a global destruction machine with limited use." Zhang Yi sighed and said, "I didn't expect you to be so blunt with such private information." Bian Junwoo said, "I need your cooperation to confront the zombie crisis in Tianhai City. That's why I have to earn your trust. It's also helpful for us to understand our capabilities. Now you know the limits of my abilities. I'm nearly blind. My vision depends on these goggles. I see you now as a vague figure emitting red light. Now, would you be interested in testing your potential in the Jiangnan region? I can guarantee that with your abilities, you'll be able to reach the Epsilon level in the future." Zhang Yi replied, "I'm just a simple guy with simple wishes. I don't want fame or fortune. Living in peace with the people I care about at the end of days while waiting for the world to return to normal is enough for me." Bian Junwoo said, "Don't turn it down so quickly. The environment in Blizzard City is better than here. You'll be happier there. People live as if nothing ever happened. There are cities, streets, bustling markets, even nightclubs. There are also affordable apartments. It's an experience you won't be able to find here." Thank you so much for watching. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to help me grow my channel. Your support means the world to me. Don't forget to leave a comment below. I love hearing from you. Let's keep the conversation going and get those analytics buzzing. Until next time, take care.